Greetings, everyone. It is I, Dr. Hill, Felicia Ann Hill, and you can add an X on there if you like. However, I'm also known as Dr. Chef. And so my deepest apologies to those who have to tune in. I had to keep my word. I had quite a bit of emergencies to come up today. Um, for this Wellness Wednesday. This is you all's time to come in for your health and wellness free coaching between now and the next 30 minutes, an hour. Yes, that's my goal. But it does depend on you all that tune in. I know you all not used to me tuning in at 7 p.m. However, I wanted to keep my word and utilize this time this evening since I could not get out to my class due to my other appointments that came up that just threw the shift the day. And so I said, even though it's not that 4 or 5 o'clock time frame, we still need some coaching and some sessions done. I wanted to make sure that this time was carved out for you all this Wellness Wednesday with our Dr. Chef. And so I'm going to stay tuned in because I know there are so many that probably wasn't expected for me to come in now and be in. So I'm going to give some little time here. And while I wait for someone to figure out that I'm in at this time and at this hour, I'm going to take and send out some information out here for some of the others. Okay, there we go. There goes some of the notifications coming in now. So we're going to look at that. So you all bear with me for a second while I take and share this stream to Facebook and get right back to you all real fast here. Here we go. Okay. All right, there we go. And so I'm back out from Facebook and back to you all. Okay, there we go. All right, greetings, whoever that's tuned in now. Yes, you all came in late, but I wanted to make sure that I held myself accountable for stating that I would be back on Wellness Wednesday. The time that was designated that I had in mind was most definitely the 5 p.m. However, due to emergencies with other clients, here in the States and out of state. We have some new ones that are some seniors that I have and want you all to send out really good energy and prayers for Miss Thelma and for my dear beloved Pastor Dr. Butler. We have two there that has been dealing with some issues and some diagnoses for some years now. And they have finally gotten a chance to get in contact with me to give me an update on how they are doing. So please like and share because this is your time. If not, then I will make sure that this will be one that you all can see for a little later by going ahead and just giving good information. Where's your health and wellness? No, we are not out of the neck of the woods. I was just notified through some really reliable resources that I have that for 2025, you need to pay closely attention. Before I get into the main topic of what I'm going to do and what I have available still for those who are still on your wellness journey, these are things that can assist you with visual, asthma, chronic breathing disorders, visual issues that I have had the blessing and I've been fortunate to come across that's always been easy and simple for my clients and those who would like to know about other methods of helping the body to heal itself. These products that I'm going to present that so many I've stopped counting how many people have used them and have had great results that stay on the regimen. Now, anything that I recommend, please, somebody, you all tuning in. Yes, I came. I came and had to come. We had emergencies all day today. And so I did not want to not come before you all because of me not being able to come at noon or 4 or 5. So I said, since I have this time, let me go ahead and still stick to Wellness Wednesday and come before you all while I can. And so thank you all for those who all just tuned in. This is going to not be as drawn out unless you all have some questions. Please feel free if you like to put in the state where you're tuning in from, and also letting me know what it is you have questions. On my platform, you can ask questions concerning yourself, wellness, natural remedies that you can try, that's not too extensive. I will let you know if you need to call in for a wellness consultation, or if it's something that I could recommend based off of my experience and what I've seen across the board from state to state and from this country to the next country. What are nice, common, natural things that you could do and use for different conditions? And so that's what this Wellness Wednesday was initially for. However, if there's not as many questions because of distractions and other things that can come up that may have some not asking questions right away or within this hour, then that's when I proceed to give information for those who may tune in later. Or maybe you can get focused later on and go over the information like some of my other clients and other supporters do, where they say, okay, I got a chance to catch up on your hour Wellness Wednesday or your hour and a half. And so that works too. However, it's open. This is live. Nothing better than getting in and getting the information while live. If you have questions about vegetations, fruits, you name it, certain meds, things of that nature, because of all the regulations and the crackdown on what we can and cannot say on the platform without getting flagged. I do my best to let you know when you can call in. Like now, I do have a special going on, very, very, very low, and it's just $25 for a 25-minute session. $25 for a 25 minutes to 30-minute session for yourself or family member or friend. You can also gift anyone that you would like that would want to have a one-on-one personal session. If you like to set up for Zoom, then you can have it, and your consultation can be set for Zoom as well, or through Messenger, or through Skype. Duo, whichever one is convenient for you. That's what I wanted to do for the summertime, because I know we got a lot of parents that tune in from time to time, or that may share this information from mouth to mouth, and you don't know of any wellness practitioners that that's willing to give you really very low affordable prices for excellent service, or for good service that you can't really get too many other places. And I know, because I know quite a bit of them. And unfortunately, because of a lot has become commercialized, and a lot of health and wellness information out here is so made to be so universal, meaning that it may not apply specifically to your body type, to your environment, and to whatever you might have been diagnosed with, or what you may think that you might have going on with your body. Well, I'm unique. Yes, I am. I tackle those things in your coaching session. So $25 for 30 minutes, approximately 30 minutes of your time and my time, to go over whatever health and wellness questions that you have. This health and wellness not just include chronic disease and illnesses that I provide for your session, but also mental disorders, stress disorder, anxiety, depression, whatever it is that you're dealing with. You happen to participate. Unfortunately, we have cases where people may need that encouragement, or they need someone to talk to that will be down to earth, but at the same time give them really good, wise information concerning how to deal with death in the family. If you have chronic ill loved ones, detoxification, how can I detoxify my body from the jabs and things that I've done down throughout the years. I tackle all of those issues. And yes, I do have over 25 years of experience in the natural health and wellness field, and also from the medical, and also as a drug counselor. And so um, pretty well versed. And so and anything that I do not know about or that I want to dive into, if you have unique other different types of conditions, that you're just not getting those good results that you're looking for, then I don't mind referring either. I do not mind referring to those who might be considered more well versed than I am in certain particular rare diseases or things that's not good for the body. All right, greetings, Sister Thomas. Good to see you. I'm so glad you tuned in. Please like and share because I am coming on later, but I did not want to miss another Wednesday. And so, special shout out. I don't know, there's different ones because of my last client that I had to do home visits with. Miss Day is her name that went by. I wanted to make sure I give that update too, because I know there were many that called in and said they wanted to pray for her and they wanted to help and sent good wishes, and I appreciate that. As far as we know of, she is doing well with her family. They were left with good regimens to do. I decided not to broadcast her wellness journey, not because she wasn't coming along really well, but because there were other personal matters that needed to be resolved, that I felt that that would be the best for my client to keep certain things more private while they get used to her lifestyle change to prayerfully, hopefully, get her to a place to where she can remain walking and talking and eating better, like I started off with her. Hey there, Jacqueline. It's so good to see you. How you doing? Send my love and greetings to your family. It's good to see you all. And so I just announced that there will be $25 sessions. That's the lowest you all can go for half an hour consultation for in and everything under the sun that does not make you feel well in your body, in your spirit, or your mind. And so that means there is no taboo subjects for me, none whatsoever. I know my face and the way I speak sometimes may not, you may be surprised. The things that I've had to tackle in sessions and wellness sessions. We used to call it, I've been missing you too, Jacqueline. So I've been, we used to hide underneath the title of ministering when it comes down to dealing with things that stress our people out. And I know today, you all, we got so much going on. And that's the reason why I felt compelled to go ahead and expand the wellness beyond just losing weight, beyond just, oh, okay, what do I eat to live with? A lot of us, we have a lot of that information. It's just a matter of getting the will to do it. Just do it. Just do it. Y'all, Nike did not come up with that saying. Just has been there before that company started. Do. Last I checked, it's been there way beforehand. Somebody can maybe get on and Google how long do has been the word and it. So y'all, I'm the one that gives you the motivation and the inspiration to just do it. Just like I had to just come on, even though I wanted to come on so much more earlier and say, you just need to do it. And thanks again. Shout out to my sister in love that encouraged me to do the special on Malcolm. So if you all missed last Wednesday, then I encourage you to go back. I think I laid out some really good information and some nuggets out there for those of you all that have the time to. Please make sure that you do that. And so this time is still open up for any questions that you all may have. So while we do that, for the sake of time and space, and for those who just want to hear, okay, what is Dr. Chef talking about on this Wellness Wednesday with everything that's going on? You all, there has been, while they have been saturating, for those that have been tuning in to social media, us with Diddy trials and R. Kelly, whether or not he's going to get released, and what the Orange Man has been doing in the office, what Elon Musk has been doing concerning his electrical cars. You all, they have been passing laws without the permission and without the consent of the people, which is us. I've just been given good vital information concerning over 128 countries. A lot not, you can't make this stuff up. Sometimes you got facial analysts. I think I would be good for that. For those who like to analyze the face to see if you're telling the truth. And some have the ability to know that the eyes is the windows to the soul. Over 128 countries, you all, while we were proper foods combination things. Okay, good. Thank you so much, Sister Star. I will get straight to it after I give you guys this update. That over 128 countries had agreed, leaders and rulers across the world. This goes beyond just United Nations and the countries that we hear that are for each other's and that are against each other's, and the countries that's supposed to be against America and that America is banding. And despite the terrorists and things of that nature that's been placed out there, you all know that's tuning in. I like to believe that I got a very intelligent crowd of people that the few that do tune in that adhere to this type of information, that you can put two and two together and you can come up with what makes sense based off of the information that I'm providing to you. They have made the decision to have it to where they can call a pandemic or anything without the people's say so at all. And at any time, at any time, they can shut down countries now. If just from the sound, just for saying that there is something loose or something out there, just like what happened in 2020 with the pandemic. Now they have voted. 128 countries voted presidents and rulers without the people's consent, without your vote, my vote, anybody else's vote, that underneath any circumstances, they can cause a shutdown, a lockdown and shutdown. Now, beforehand, if you all didn't notice, that we could rally, you can do, and the people can still do that, but not without all of the different laws that is taking place now. Not here in many other places can you do that without that warding you the possibility of being incarcerated or having to be fined for a whole lot more things, because they're preparing us, as you all know. You're hearing plenty others say it. It does appear that they are truly preparing us for one world order. And if you know what world means, WORLD, world, that's not just America. And so that's the reason why I say, you all, let's just do our homework. Let's stay focused. Let's not be fearful, because you can't really, I don't believe that we can make the best decisions for ourselves when we're fretful or fearful or overly anxious for anything. That includes your food. You notice that anytime we get hungry, and I'm gonna get to that combination, Sister Star. You notice the thing about when you're hungry and you try to eat when you're hungry. I don't know about you all, but I've done it. Yes, I am guilty as charged. I have waited until you got hungry. You had so much to do in the day, and before you know it, you're just gobbling down your food. You're not really chewing it properly, and before you know it, you're feeling like you're stuffed and you're full. Can't even really enjoy the food because you waited until you were hungry, versus waiting, just making sure that you ate at a decent time to be able to take your time to enjoy the nourishment and the process, the ceremony of you eating to live and not just to die. So that's the same way I believe that we should do when we're taking in information on this channel, Wellness Wednesday, with me and anybody else that you all tune into on these stations and channels and podcasts. That's even when you're going to your congregation and organizations that you have. Take your time and breathe and process. Get your notepads out. Get ready to process what you can, but don't panic. Do your best not to panic, because you can't process if you're rushing everything. And I know, because I've been one, especially when you have explosive energy and you know it's not enough time in the day because they've also played with the time. Yeah, I said it. They played with the time, with your calendar, with that clock, with your phone. Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm saying I'm now take your time and write down and get this information that you can that applies to you, yourself, or and your family, your circle, your community. And you do share when it's safe to do so. And I mean safe, when I say safe, I mean when it's wise to do so for those who care to want to know. Like for real, I don't expect if I'm not paying all these thousands and hundreds of dollars in for Comcast and all these other things that help the algorithm give you, put you out there a lot. So I don't expect for over 1,000 people to tune into this channel because I am not paid like it was before. I'm not paying, I'm not begging for money from you all or trying to sell a product just so I can pay one of these internet gurus money to make my stuff go viral or to make my thing. Yeah, that's how it happens. Most of the time, that's how it happens. Um, yeah, they would like us all to believe that everybody want to hear what you got to say, but it's not true because everybody's talking now. A lot of people doing something. So, you got to have some kind of ego. They got to mess with your ego to make you want to, actually think that, oh, I'm a tuner here and everybody's going to want to hear what I got to say. No, most of the time there's somebody's going to tune in because we are visual people because of what you have on, or maybe because you're not so bad on the eyes, or maybe because they like the sound of your voice. That's how that's how mundane this can get. And so, with that being said, thankfully, I'm able to come before you all, regardless of the numbers, and say, you know what? This is for the few. This is for the few that's connected with my spirit and with the energy that the Most High God has given me to fall up on the ears that is supposed to fall up on, that clicks up on it and say, you know what? Let me see what this little woman got to say. And so, all right. Hey there, it's Logan. Good to see you. Peace and blessings. Good to see you. Yes, I know. I know there wasn't my set time, but I said I'm not gonna miss another Wednesday like this. Because today, yes, you all, it was quite full. And so I'm going to ask the question. Thank you so much, Sister Thomas, for your patience. She's speaking on, can you speak on proper foods combining? Thanks. I do honestly believe in more of the mono way of eating, meaning foods being eaten in its own food category is the most safest, best nourishing way for the body and your cellular system to identify what's good and to be able to process, internalize, digest the foods that we eat. So melons with melons, your greens with your greens, your starches. If you're going to do a starchy food like a potato and things of that nature, and they say it might be organic or not, then you stick with that. And then you do need to flush your system with some greens. So I'm one that, yes, I have combined in my food. Yes, I grew up eating what we call black, where you got what the 4 or 5 different dishes, no less than 3 type of dishes. So my taste bud, like a lot of you all, had grown accustomed to just mixing greens or starch, or meat, or this or that. And so now that I no longer eat meat, that's one that is excluded out of my meal. But then now here we are. We're left with grains. We're left with greens, some type of greenery, whether it's sweet peas, whether it's greens, whether it's spinach, your broccolis and things of that nature. I don't see anything wrong with if you're going to eat a starchy food like a brown rice or wild rice, it being washed or you mixing it with a spinach or some type of light leafy type of green food, and then maybe, just maybe, depending on your system and how your abdominal health, and whether or not you're constipated, just maybe, you can add you a starch there. So let's say butternut squash with a side of spinach. Uh-huh. And you could do you a bowl of navy bean soup or a type of wild rice. But you got to be careful with things, or couscous or quinoa, quinoa rather. You can do those type of combinations and seem like you can come out okay, because the fiber that's inside of the quinoa, or that's inside of the greens, it can help you to actually absorb and get a good bowel movement and elimination once your body have absorbed the nutrients from it. And I'm saying new nutrients in belief and hope that you've gotten access to good homegrown food from a farmer's market, or from a farm, or maybe you've grown it yourself, or maybe you've gone in the most popular in one of those mom and pop stores, or nutritional food stores, where they actually get some of their food from a non-GMO garden, and they sell it. In order for you all to know when you're getting that, it's like when you ask about buying a house or car, or or an outfit or a suit. You have to ask the question, and you can't be afraid. You can't. This is your life. This is your system. This is the only body that I know of that we have. And yes, I know that there are those, because I am on the internet, that may believe in reincarnation. Well, that is not a channel for that. This is not the channel for that. I do not teach that. I have no knowledge of that being something that I could live by, or even hope for, that I come back as a bird. About the most you're going to get from me with that is thinking about how we should treat the only temple and the only vessel that we have, that we all can see, is the things, funny things come to my mind. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Dr. Shelf. Yeah, that's a cartoon for me. And so, since we know since most of us know that we only have one temple, most of us, it's safe to say that most people believe that there is only one body, that you ask the question about your food and what you eat. This is one of the reasons why I've chosen to adopt, and I just spoke to one of my trainers, and we were talking about, he was breaking down how he used to work in the factories and companies where they created the dyes, red 40s, yellow number 3 and 6 and all that. And he was explaining to me, and I was so grateful that another person had said it, instead of just looking on the Netflix documentaries. And I do encourage you all, no matter how boring you might think that it is, watch it. Watch them. That's the closest you're going to get if you don't know someone that works in these plants, that works in these manufacturers, to get down to the bottom of what they are putting in your food, especially here in America now. Okay? That can help you make a more wiser decision. It's amazing to me that when people don't want to die and they say they're not ready, meaning that you don't have a suicidal mentality, it's amazing to me how when you can show people what somebody's actually doing, when our eyes actually see it. And I'm not talking about those of us who know how to make ourselves not believe what you see. I'm talking about those who believe what they see, that don't believe that everybody and every soul that's working means you well. How you quick to say, okay, you know what? I ain't eating no more yellow corn after seeing all the gas that they put inside of it. I'm just using it as an example. Oh, you know what? I just saw them inject what? I just saw them put some green pus filled stuff. I don't know what the name of that stuff was, but they inject. I just know it's not natural. They just injected that in that chicken. We have to see these things. And yes, you'll still have those that will debate because they are addicted to whatever foreign objects and foreign chemicals and laboratory mix and concoctions that they have injected inside of your food. So that means we have homework to do. That's the reason why channels like this are important, because when you have these informations, and those of us who's willing to put our neck, literally put our neck out on the line, because you never know who ears this information may fall upon, that can actually be a voice that can make a world of a difference. Not just saying I got a voice, but actually see the world being changed by it. And I mean in the droves, like the President Ibrahim, the young South African president, is doing now, going viral. You got people that have paid thousands and millions of dollars trying to go viral. This brother, because of his bravery and his experience, it's happened practically overnight for him because of his position, because of his people, because he just holds that type of authority. He ain't got to yell. He humble. He ain't got to cuss nobody out or degrade anybody. He don't have to take and put his family on blast and others on blast. He don't have to rely on information and trying to gaslight and focus on what Hollywood is doing, because he has enough people around him that's able to vouch for his genuineness, for his love for his poor people. And it's something about us when you take care of self. It's the same way when you take care of yourself. You know the old saying you always say that you teach person how to treat you. I don't know about y'all, but I was a late bloomer in that because I've always been a caregiver, even as a child. You all that's tuned in, you hear me say that often because it's true. I was supposed to leave this weekend, but because of all of the different emergencies that's come up and financial means to be at my family reunion this weekend, up until Monday, from Thursday to Monday. And my Aunt Sherry, was my mother's sister. She's doing her grandest, making sure that we get our elders into one big old R&B home. And I was supposed to be there ready to wait on my elders hand and foot. Hand and foot, literally hand and foot. I was going to do feet, y'all. I was going to be making up concoctions and doing feet and serving and fixing healthy meals for them and making sure everybody got to where they needed to go, checking blood pressures. Yeah. I was going to my family reunion to do work and to take care of my elders, those who needed help. But because of here at home, I'm going somewhere with this, because of the ones that have already committed to here, had their own personal emergencies. And because of the tornado that we've already had, it's so much work here and so many setbacks that I had to keep to my word here too. And because it took so much away from me financially, I also had to rebuild back on that too. Not to mention having other clients that really needed that one-on-one attention here. And thankfully, I have a family that do understand that. They understand because I've always been a caregiver. Beyond doctor, beyond chef, beyond wife, beyond mom, I've always been that. That's been my love and that's been my passion since the earliest I can remember is 2 years old. Always looking out to see who's sick, who's not well. And so not being there, yes, not being able to be in North Carolina this weekend because of all of those things, yes, it brings us a sadness to my heart. But the fact that I am able to come before you all, I know that my family to tune in and they can see. And yes, I will be calling in to chime in while I'm here, back here in St. Louis, making sure that I'm taking care of what needs to be immediately taken care of, because I do have other family members that can help. And they know I'm just a phone call away, day and night. Um, I'm just in this place where I'm like, okay, this is the platform where I'm able to reach all. Everybody's able to tune in, and if they like, and be able to get some free service. It's not the same as having that hands on. It's not nothing that's like having that hands on. But I believe that when you have really true pure love, respect, and honor, and a history, not of complaining, but a history of showing that before family reunion come, before a tornado come, before something catastrophic happen, then there is some mercy and some grace that you are allowed to continue to work for others. And so I'm saying that to say, you all, your temple is the most important thing that you have, that only you can take care of. I'm not there, like I just said to another, one of my other elders, and she had been struggling, cancer, diagnosed about 4 or 5 different things. And we've been on and off. I love her dearly. She's 87 now, and her son is doing a wonder. She raised very strong sons and daughters that is battling with her. They're not letting up none whatsoever. So even though they're all the way in Michigan, I can't physically get to her. I can only be the voice to her. They're actually putting in the footwork. I'm going somewhere with this, you all. They're creating their gardens. They are making sure they can get the best water. They can get whatever. They're investing in their health and in the health of their mother, because they don't want to lose another mother for something that can be, that they can see that their mother can overcome. And so far, since last year, well, actually 2 years ago, the end of 2023, the doctors was ready to give up on her. She's now approaching 2 years with the cancer number rates sky high, bed bound. When about time she got to me, she was in the hospital. I said, I can't do much. If she's done, if we don't have all eyes on deck, I can't do much. If you're in the hands of those who said that, there ain't no more they can do for you. And so the family, listen, I'm going somewhere here with you all, and it's the same that you have to do for yourself. And they listened and they applied the information. And from there, her cancer rate and numbers, blood pressure, everything, inflammation, liver count, her high sodium count, arthritis, everything that she was diagnosed with, pancreatic cancer, all of that, no, those numbers was able to be reduced down to half within 30 days of what she's been battling with for years. But it's only because they applied the information. And so I told them what it took then when you first got to me. Now that's a year and a half later. I said that's what it's going to take now. No different than what we like to use. You all have heard where we use the for in relationships where they use, well, stuff getting boring because you don't, because they're not dating anyone. They're not dating each other anymore. They don't love each other anymore. They're not doing what they did to get each other. And it's true. It's true. I have seen it. I don't have to still be married in order to know that that's true. Well, when you was after me, you was talking to me real nice and sweet. And then the moment you start getting too comfortable with me, then you start being all nasty and all disrespectful. Well, that's what we do to our bodies, you all. You come out, if you were blessed to have somebody that was a nurturer to you, you were nurtured. Mommy, if she made it breastfed you were on the clock. You was on the schedule of how to eat in order to see your body nourished. When you finally got grown and off on your own, those that knew or learned that it's good to eat fruits and vegetables, you start to apply that probably more than what some of you all had when you were younger and only had to eat whatever mom and daddy put on the table. Some. Now I know I'm in that bracket. My mother, yes, she always made sure we had a vegetation or fruit at our dinner table every day. However, the food quality of knowing that it actually came from a garden, I can't say that that was always the case. And they didn't have the information that we have now. They didn't have the computers in the 70s that was in every home at that time. And so you have to look at the signs of the time and where we are now and what will make you more accountable now than what we were then, because you can only do something about what you know about. What you don't know, y'all know what I'm saying? What you don't know can hurt you. Hey there, Felicia, it's good to see you, darling. My condolence to you and your mom. Please, please send my condolence to you and the family. It's so good to see you, sister. My prayers and love is going out to you and your family. I have not forgotten. Okay, and so yes, and so you all, that's what I would like to encourage you all to consider on this Wellness Wednesday. So when mixing food, go by how your system feel. Your body will tell you. You have to listen to it. But the most efficient, most effective, the most nutritional way that I know that we should really be eating by is separating, making sure that your foods are separated as much as possible. Try not to combine more than two foods if you can. Yeah, I know it's fun and it's colorful. Y'all know that's hard for me too. I'm not gonna lie. That's a challenge. Because I like to have me some sweet and a little savoriness and a little spice sometimes. And sometimes it's okay. But not so much to the point to where you got every time looking up, you run into the restroom or you got a stomach cramp, you got a headache, you itching. And that's when you know you have combined it too much because the body is going to react to that. You start getting an attitude, oh, I'm just, ugh, and you done just ate within that hour and you notice your grandma just got a whole lot going on. Women, we are blessed in the sense, well, some may say it feel like a blessing and a curse because we can release from different areas, not just from your armpit, not just from your breath, not just from the nostril, but you can release from your personal private part. And so when you smell that combination in either one of those areas where you got openings, especially in the private area. Yeah, I'm old school, y'all. I told y'all my nursing teacher back in 93 and 4, right as I was graduating high school. Yes, I'm 50 years young. Not ashamed to say it. I am blessed to be able to see 50. I'm thankful. I'm very grateful for every minute, second, and hour that I've been granted on this earth, even in the midst of hardship and hard trials. Um, she was old school, very tall, Miss Lula Henry. You can look her up. And I got any of my old classmates that's from high school and from college that tune in, y'all. They know, they know what the smile is. Oh, Sister Star Thomas, she kind of put me in mind of you a bit, but she came out with more, even more sternness, though. She's tall, thick, curly hair, about my complexion. Came in with a, how y'all smelling today? And me being a quote unquote little church girl at the time, I'm like, oh Lord, not this woman again. Every time I went to class, I'm like, oh my God, just let me just get my work done so I could, guess you never know what was coming out of her mouth. So, a military nurse, you all. So she she was no joke. Her husband was a famous baseball player and made it into the Hall of Fame as well. And my God, that's oof. And she say if you came into her room or into her class with a nasty attitude, and I've told this story to others because it's true, especially to our women. She was like, "Have you smelt yourself today?" And of course, we didn't know what that was then. We just thinking, "Oh, you mean did we wash or did we clean?" And she didn't explain it because it was meant for me to dig into and get the information years later. I was able to fully understood what she meant. I didn't know that eating a lot of dead corpse is what I like to call it. A lot of death could cause you to smell like death. I didn't know that it could bring about a deadening in the spirit and your energy, the downer when you're stuffing yourself with flesh, cooked or dead or alive flesh. That's exactly what it is. Notice you don't get all scrunched up. I'm like, if I say fruit, if I say a nice salad, notice you don't feel no type of way about that. But when I say dead corpse, cooked or not. I said, let's be realistic, you all. Most of us would not eat dead corpse if it wasn't seasoned and if it wasn't a popular thing for many to do. Or if you didn't think that you would get criticized for not eating dead corpse. And that's how I speak to my clients that are comfortable with me. I call it exactly what it is. Dead corpse. If I cut off my arm and I fried it up real good and I seasoned it up, what would you call me? But just because we're human beings, that makes it okay? That makes it all right because it's a chicken arm versus a human arm? When we got all these reports coming back and other people that's worked in these facilities that are verifying that, oh, it's human remains in these factories, that they're mixing in a lot of the artificial meat. Like it wasn't bad enough that we was eating corpse, dead corpse. Now you saying mix it, and now you want to make it artificial too. So meaning now you don't even get the cells eaten. If you're gonna do it, then of course you're gonna still want to be reaping some kind of benefits. Now you can't get even that. You can't even regenerate your cells with. It's like a blood transfusion. If you're getting a blood transfusion or it's being recommended that this is what you need to have in order to live by, or because you've lost so much blood for whatever reason, whether it be car accident, whether it be because of you have some type of um, uh, abrasion in the inside of your system is causing you to do massive bleeding, you want to know that you're getting your blood type and clean blood on top of that, so that you don't have to worry about it causing your demise. Like the song "Unalive," I'm like the saying the word now they got is "unalive." I'm like, okay, there we go with this American way that we do, where we want to change the languages to confuse people. I'm like, okay, if you're not living, then it's obvious what you are. Okay. And so I'm saying that to say that if you wouldn't do it or want anyone to cut your body part and feed it to you and say, now, look, don't you taste that Cajun seasoning on there? Can you pass some hot sauce and put it on there? Then why would we think that it's okay to do it to any other flesh? And yes, you have those of us who think that we're really highly intelligent, and this humidity is shrinking. Welcome to the club. You see, I wrap my hair up. People think it's just a religious thing. Oh no, it's because you're Hebrew. Oh no, it's because you're Muslim. I say no, I wrap my hair up because this girl got some quality. Boy, I got some mbaba, mbaba, mbaba. That's why I tell people I got mbaba hair, because it's going. And then the moment I had to get off, I'm gonna get to Sister Stomach for that. And then the moment if I decide that I'm gonna blow dry it out or just braid it down, now boom. It's like, ain't that the beauty of a black, like original woman's hair? Ooh. Anywho, I'm saying that to say, you all, we have to just keep in mind how important it is that we use common sense. And I know it's not as common, and that's what they're after. That there are powers that be that just like you believe in something, they believe that there's too many people on this planet, on this earth. There are some that believe that this earth is flat, not round. And I'm not one that's ready to debate that. I just go off of what I see, and that is the space that I'm in. Just like when I'm in my place of living, I only see this place. And I go outside, I only see my neighborhood. So now I can see when I get on here, and if we travel about, we can see that there's other places around here. But my point is that there's nothing we can do about that right now. We're not a people that's using the so-called power of the God that is within us to tilt nothing. But what we do need to be doing, and what we can see, hey there, Brother Stark, it's good to see you. What we can do is the home and the place that you reside in, the body that you reside in, you can Take care of that and do your part. See, because talking deep and expanding out about how much more you can do means nothing if you're not taking care of yourself. They have, I told someone when they asked me about religion, they said, okay, so what religion you want to be called by? I said, you don't need to call me by no religion. You need to call me by, because the most important religion, and this was spoken by one of our great leaders, Elijah Muhammad, and I didn't know that this was a saying, but even he even stated that the greatest religion is the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them to do unto you. Treat others how you would want to be treated. And so when people ask me, what is it that I owe you? I tell them none but love, because that's all I have for you. I respect the creation, the way God created you, the way the higher source of who created all. I respect that he made us creators so much to where I want to be treated like a creation of God. And so if I want to be treated that way, meaning just with mere respect, then it only makes sense that I do the same to you. And you should feel uncomfortable and bothered if you notice that there are those that are around you that that's not operating with the golden rules. Notice I didn't just say 10 commandments, not that the 10 commandments shouldn't be followed. You shouldn't steal. You shouldn't murder if you don't have to. But let's be for real here, not just realistic. Let's be for real here. We are about to approach a time where everybody's morals are going to be tested at some point between now and the next few years, depending on where you are in this world. And last I checked, based off of the information that I just shared with you all early on when I first came on here, is that 138 countries, did I say 138 or 35 countries, have voted without the permission, without the consent of the people, that at any given time they can do another 2020 on us without no consent of the people. And then the people will have to rise up. So you can't say what you're going to do. You can't say, take that back. Erase. You can't say what you're going to do. But what I mean is that you don't know how you're going to react if we come to a place and a time where somebody say, you know what? You can't go out there and get that water. You got to stay up in your house. And you saying, wait a minute now, I only got one jug of water left, and this is just enough for tomorrow. I got other mouths to feed. Or I'm on this med. Or I got to wash my hair. I'm going to tell you right now, most will lose it. Some that proclaim to be of a great faith in a religion, y'all know it's real what I'm saying. They may have to pull out the piece to make some people be still. If you tell me that the natural resources that I need to live by and need to be healthy by, I can't have it, and I'm willing to pay for it. Yeah, y'all, that's where we're headed. And so that's the reason why I'm offering the $25 consultations, because I hear and feel the anxiety of everything that's going on. And there are many that want to know, okay, what do you think could be the safest place? I can tell you as right now, there are a few places that's not being as affected by a lot of this, that have not slept as strongly in the bed with this country, that you may be able to get more longevity and not have to worry about being attacked so easily. About time these wars get at its most highest pinnacle of allowing us to have to go into a third world country movement like it is already in certain states, in certain places and parts of the world. In those consultations, I share those information for those who want to know. For those who just need the session because they have loved ones that you know that you will not be able to take care of because they're shutting down more and more things. That's a stress, you all, for a lot of people. May not be for you. It may not be for me. And I'm not gonna lie, this is one reason why. Yeah, this is the only thing I see. I don't know about you all, but I get this reverse mentality that when an attack is coming my way, for the most part, I would say 95% of the time, I gotta counteract it with something that I can do something about, something that is real, something that's in the now. So when I think about, well, what if my mom, what if my step up dad could not take care of my mom and she was here sick and she's still 5 or 6 hours away from me and I can't get to her? What if I would have had to deal with that? Well, now I don't have to. My mother is no longer here in the land of the living, except for the DNA that she left with inside of me that belongs to her. So we're going to have to get more and more to that place to where even though you can't get everything that you want, this is where Sister Star Thompson, the question about proper foods, what proper foods can you combine? This is when, if you start not focusing on combining it, because everybody's abdominal system reacts differently to different things, meaning your acid level, your enzyme level, your mineral intake level may be different. Your sodium intake level may be different from the next person. So if I come up here and I say, "Oh no, yeah, you can go ahead and mix peaches with apples," no, 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 go ahead, yeah, yeah, you can do the organic or the vegan mac and cheese with the greens. That's not gonna work for everybody. So this is the reason why I made it more affordable for $25 sessions for a half an hour. Whether you want to do Zoom, Skype, because everybody have their own specific types of foods that their bodies can adjust to. And sometimes you don't know what's out there and that's available that's not GMO, meaning genetically modified, that could cause more harm to you than not. So now we are in a place where we wasn't 20 years ago when I started this, you all. We're not there anymore where you could just say, "Oh, just go ahead and just get this food and go buy the little stripe number 9." Because as you all know, I know people that have worked in the factories where they can put whatever sticky tap that they want to put on any GMO food now and say that, "Oh, it's got the screw number 9. And also that means there's no chemicals. That means it's organic. That means it's..." You can't say that anymore, because now what has been hidden from the most of us and is now it's been revealed. They know they can stick it, on whatever fruit they want to that's genetically modified or that's been sprayed with too much pesticides and chemicals, and just to get a sale. And so what would you have to go by to know whether or not it's actually homegrown without being sprayed with a lot of chemicals, or that is not genetically modified or grown by derelict non-nutritional seeds or in a laboratory? I don't know about y'all, but I'm in a place to where myself, I can tell now even with the apples, if I too have come across it where I was thinking I'm getting a good fresh organic apple because I had to go in the grocery store and couldn't make it to Eckwart's Farm across the river, across the road, or to a farmer, and then here it is, it's looking all juicy, it's not coated, super shiny, and it's an organic, and I bite into it, and before you know it, I'm starting to break out around my lips. Before you know it, I'm feeling a stinging. I'm like, what the? Wait a minute. The only thing I had was this apple, but it says it's organic. I've been through that too, you all. I've been through it. So for that cause, I can't be careless and say eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that, and you're actually serious. You're actually really concerned about what you spend your money on that's actually nourishing to you. You're not. Can't come, brother, and be irresponsible like that and tell you to eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that. I'm gonna say get what you can from the nearest farmers market and ask the question: what foods do you have in the melon department? What foods do you have in the rice or the grains department? What foods do you have in the green department? What foods do you have in the fruit department, in the vegetation department, that are homegrown without GMO, um, any genetic modified seeds, but they are grown with heirloom seeds. And you all, let's get over what the pure perfection just eating with our eyes. I know y'all, I'm the same way. Y'all can tell I like keeping myself up too. I like beautiful things too. I'm an artist. I like to draw. I like to paint. I like to sew. I like to do hair. So you're gonna imagine that I want my fruit and my food to look good too, y'all. But I have to bust a few bubbles. It's not just in the fruit that look good, you all. You might have to get what there's a company called Misfit. Help me out. I believe it's the misfit.com, where they send boxes for a very low price. And then to my understanding, it's a monthly price where they ship you the foods that didn't grow to look as pretty. And last I have heard um, is that they do use heirloom seeds, but your red pepper, for instance, may not look real pretty and curvaceous. It may look all deformed and look ill because they freshly picked it from the farmyard, or because it wasn't no perfect alignment of the row while they were gardening. Maybe it was a crowd. Maybe it grew crowded. Your zucchini may not come out real pretty, green and smooth. It might come out with a little tilt. But that's not important. The main important thing is that it has seeds in it, and that it's not loaded with chemicals and pesticides, and that it is homegrown from heirloom seeds that are not genetically modified in order for your body to get the proper nourishment. So we got to start there before we can even go to the combining of foods. Now that's for those who want to eat at, as we say, is eat your best. Okay. You all got any other questions? We're getting along really good. Thank you so much. So George Thomas is starting in at 7:30. It is 8:30 now. You all, will give it about 30 more minutes since I have not been before you all's. But up until last Wednesday, I had to take a whole month break because of hands-on work that I've had to do with clients and recovering from the tornado that hit this area very, very strongly. So any other questions, please, you all, this is your time. This is your time. And note that I do still have sea moss in stock, you all, for $40 a bag. I also have colloidal silver for that's set for $30 in your one of the most purest forms, you all. That's set in motion for respiratory issues, asthma, extra phlegm in the system. Some do use it for eye drops, you all. Some of the best to clear up the vision. That is a method that was used during one of our sons to be able to clear up some cataracts and build up an inflammation. So I do recommend it. No, your ophthalmologist would not recommend it because they're not a naturopath. But it is a method that I found to be very, very good and instrumental in reducing inflammation in the eyes. So if you all want to purchase that, I do have colloidal silver, is what it's called, in stock. And I also do have a few bottles of chlorophyll left in its most purest form is grade for those who got any questions or concerns about abdominal issues and processing food in a more natural way through liquid form. You put it into the drop, and it's good for making sure that the odor and on the sweat is not doesn't have a stench, because as you know, the colloidal silver, the chlorophyll rather, is made with mint in it, and so therefore when you take it and ingest it and it goes through the digestive system, it operates like you're eating a bowl of greens, and it will flush and cleanse out that system really good. I find it to be very helpful for the abdominal system, and for those who may be dealing with a little bit of having your colon constipated at all. So if you're dealing with a little constipation, I recommend chlorophyll as well. I do. So I do have some of that in stock for $30 as well. Once again, I told you all I believe in getting the purest grade of everything. And so if that means I have to wait for a month, if that means I have to wait weeks, if that means, yes, that I have to fall short with funds just to make sure that what I give you is of the highest quality and has the most highest healing properties in it to give you the best results, then that's what I wait for. That's what I wait for. And there's no shame, as they say, there's no shame in my game about it. That's the whole saying. So, any more questions, you all, before I get in? Because I was going to go into a quick chapter before we leave out. If there's not any more questions, I'm going to continue to look. Thank you all so much for those of you all that tuned in. Please like and share for anyone that you think that may have some natural health questions that helps them, and to keeping in mind that to share with them that I am doing the $25 sessions for a half an hour for any and everything under the sun that may be causing you any mental distress, anxiety. That means some weight loss. That means some anxiety about what's going on with the politicking today that we have going on. I mean, I have it wide open. Drug addiction, you name it, family matters, issues, and how to best deal, or if you just need a listening ear. Even though I got this channel and I do speak a lot because I don't like to waste the airtime at all, and because I do have much love and respect for you all that do tune in and for those that do support. Um, this doesn't mean that once you call in for your consultation that we won't be able to get you that I won't be able to hear you out in what it is that you need. All you have to do is state what you need, and then we go from there. Any proceeds that I use for consultation still goes towards you all having the best of products. And because I am a giver, I don't like having to charge our elders that are on fixed income that really need help, because they remember a time when this was not a problem. Trying to decide whether what apple is good to eat and which one's not. They were picking apples, y'all, off the tree. And yes, even though chemtrails and things have been there since that we know of for years, just not at this a massive amount, just not at this extreme. Not like we're in a chemical warfare. We've been there for a long time, y'all, but because I guess not enough people are being unalived fast enough, they have increased. Somebody has thought to be evil enough to increase the amount since our time. And so I try to keep that in mind, because that can be very devastating for those that are 60 and up, that remember a time when you could just go and pick an apple off the tree and eat it fresh off the tree. You might just take your shirt and shine it off. I remember that time because my uncle and them had, my grandparents, and they had apple trees and stuff. We would go and still pick apples. I'm a 70s baby, 75 to be precise. Go look up the year 1975, y'all, and see what all was taking place. Ooh wee. It's no surprise that 50 years later that this is what I'm doing. There's no surprise. All right. Hey there. All right. What is the healthiest alternative to ensure drink? If you're not eating homogenized or Amish-like type milk, I don't know if you do dairies or not, but the non-dairy, for those who are vegan and that don't believe in taking in any animal byproducts, then that would be a non-dairy version and mixed with a multivitamin. A liquid one preferred, or at least a vitamin D mix, which would be 12, will give you one of the best alternatives as far as I'm concerned for insured drinks. You can also mix avocados. It's a fatty fruit, and it is at the, I think, 12.8, if I'm not mistaken. See, 12.8 or 13.8 of highest ratio of alkaline foods that you eat, but the thickness of it, you can turn that into a green smoothie, and that would put natural body fat on you, because that is the reason why to my understanding, for years, 30 years working in the health and wellness field and the health and the death care industry, the reason why they give you ensure drinks is supposedly be, because they want you to put some body fat on the system, and because they want you to feel some type of, like you have some type of ensure nourishment from it. But when you turn it around and you look at the artificial things that's on it, and I just had to go through that with the client, you do better to get you some plantain or baby bananas and mix it up with a fruit or vegetation of your liking. And if you have a good high potent mineral vitamin, take that and ingest that in it and drink that down versus that Ensure. Now that would be my recommendation, is what I have done in order to ensure that I'm not filled with a lot of extra mucus and other cravings, some artificial sugars from the amount of sugar and artificial stuff that's in the Ensure for sure. Did that answer your question, Brother Lloyd? Ooh, if I could express it to you, what I think of that Ensure, I'm sure you all would not. Ooh, woo. Yeah, so good question. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks to my grandmother. She's 93. Oh, that's such a beautiful blessing to hear. And sending our love and greetings to your granny that made it to 93. Yay! Oh, that's beautiful. I have a great aunt that is made it to 93, and she's sharp. I mean, when I tell you, Aunt Mary, she is sharp. Sharp, as they say, sharp as a heart attack. Not in that case. She, short as her heartbeat. And so no, that's beautiful. But yes, mix. I would highly more recommend the avocado drink. And I know it's difficult sometimes when they've been on this earth for almost 100 years. They are very particular about what you give them. So in her case, I would most definitely recommend more of, like, if she's able to ingest a all natural banana smoothie, and you can put her B12 and whatever vitamins and D3 into her system to ensure that she's getting proper nourishment, is what I would do as an alternative to that Ensure. That's a regimen that I had to use for my client, Miss Day, for her as well. And I find that to be so much more nourishing. And if she's still taking in any type of milk, then I would say I wouldn't recommend anything outside of the Amish that has been known for having a more pure grade of it, and blackstrap molasses. Yes, blackstrap molasses. Give me 1 second. I'm finna show you. 1 second, you all. Bear with me 1 second. That's important. We got us a 93-year blessed, beautiful grandma here. Let me show you. Voila. Blackstrap molasses. I just went through my bottle. You see this, y'all? This is the kind. You see that? Blackstrap. Bear rabbit. You can find it online too, or in your major food store. And I know some people say, "What is it? Wait a minute, Dr. Chef, is there sugar in there?" Not the kind of sugar with this crude of molasses. That's the least of your concern. It's far more beneficial and healthier than any form of so-called insecure. Insecure. Let's call it the insecure, because it's gonna have your body real insecure by the time you get finished taking out all those insecures. Okay, I gotta say that. Okay, and so the reason why, if you want to know, is it comes in different colors. That purple right now, you all, that's where you want to go with the purple and gold one, because they have them in orange, they have it in red, and I think it's a yellow stripe one. And you say, what's the difference? Well, this one is the unsuffered kind, and it has more of potassium, magnesium, and sulfur in it. And the reason why that's critical is because even with those small grams of that, when you mix it with another a fruit or a smoothie in the smoothie to make it a drink, it the body absorbs this blackstrap molasses like never before. And then the other beautiful thing that I love about it is that You can make this taste like, if she's a coffee drinker, you can make it taste like coffee with 1 tablespoon of it, and you can add whatever non-dairy or dairy product that she uses in there and make it taste like a coffee with her water. And then you can also make it taste like a tea with 1 or 2 tablespoons and put a little bit of lemon in there, the right ratio of an 8 ounce bottle of water, and stir it up and it tastes just like uh, ice cold lemon tea. You can chill it if you like. And she's getting in that, and it helps the body to absorb the vitamin D in her bones and the inside of her marrows. Hey there, how you doing? I can't remember. Dog dog. I can't remember who you are, but it's okay. Greetings. It's good to see you come on. So this is why I recommend you all for a good nutritional, to ensure that your body would take in some good minerals. If you want a drink that can boost you with energy and that can be nourishing to the bones and the muscles, this is so old and so ancient. No, you all, the blackstrap is not just used for baking goods. um the feedback that I got from this, I'll say about 10 years ago, was from my grandmother. She was born in the South, strong as an ox, still living to this day. She on through marriage, she lived, she's almost 90 now. They grew up on a plantation, and she said they used to drink this by the bottles, and this would help them to actually take and work in the fields from sun up to sundown. Still the same grade. Get it while it lasts, because in a minute they're going to start taking that away too, unfortunately. Okay. How much? Anywhere between $5 to $6. You can't beat that. You can get almost a whole month's supply, depending on how often you want to use it. Once a day, 8 ounce, once a day. Or if 8 ounce is too much for her, give it to her in 4 ounce. Okay. All right, and mix it to your liking. You can get a good taste out of it. The start 1 tablespoon at a time, and go from there. Lemon for the tea version, a little bit of lemon for the tea version, and you can do a little bit of your non-dairy or dairy kosher for your milk, for your chocolate milk or coffee flavor that you're looking for, and that you don't necessarily have to add a vitamin or mineral to it. All right. All right. I hope that I answered the question. All right. Any more questions, y'all? We on the roll. I'm so glad I came in. I guess this is the time that everybody finally getting finished with their day. I guess this is the time, huh? Well, unfortunately, I'm usually in class, you all. I do a self-development class that I normally have, with all that I've had to deal with for the last couple of years, for myself. So not only this is the only way I'm able to offer wellness consultations, is because I'm practicing taking care of myself from the mind, body, and soul as well. And so usually on Wednesdays, I am in a class at 7 by 7 o'clock. But because of the changes in my location, I have not been able, and shifting from my other schedule, I have not been able to make it out. And so I'm going to see if I can still come back between 6 and 7, come next Wednesday, if possible, if my schedule is still the same, because clearly everybody is finished with the first part of the day. And so I'm loving that you all are tuned in. I was going to read a passage from the How to Eat to Live, because that is the only one that I see that best suit, in my experience and in my thought, of 25, almost 30 years, of all the regiments that I've seen. And that's not to say that none of the other ones work for a period of time. Did I say that correctly? I believe I did. The only food eating method that I've seen that works the best for us original people, and even for some of the others, is How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I've had plenty courses not knowing that this way of eating was uh, written by him over almost 12 years ago. And I took the class intentionally about 6 times, paid at the time $200 for that course each time. Yes, I graduated from the class and did not know that the material because they didn't want to be criticized, but wanted us to have the information. And I, at the time, I felt like, well, Mom, well, why wouldn't you give the credit to where credit is due? With me getting the results, this was the best result that I had even gotten from my daughter when she was in the land of the living for Niger, that helped her stand straight up, that helped her get gut bowel movements, that helped her with the not she wasn't drooling, she didn't have any of the other issues within less than 30 days of this class that I took. That he did not mention that this is from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So I had no knowledge of what I was learning at that time, you all, even though now I do work with our dear brothers and sisters in the nation, and I do believe in it now that I'm extended. So I am working on my own book at this time, you all. And yes, there is permission for us to be able to do that. And what I want to do is up to date for what's going on today. So you all keep me in a good prayer and good vibes for that, because now that I can do, because I have enough of the information of what I see that works for us today, in the times and the season that we're in now, and what needs to be taken into consideration of what's healthier for us now versus back then when this is first written, but also to better explain the nutritional value, because it doesn't necessarily break down all of the nutritional values of why they recommend the certain foods. Looking forward to reading it. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Is this a good read? I tell people all the time, you don't have to be a Muslim. You don't have to be proclaiming anything to get good information, you all. I can't stress that enough. Y'all, we have to get from there. Look at all of the filth and the information and all of the stuff that we're finding out that came from the things that we were taught in school that was not real, true information for us. Look at how all of our information of what we actually contribute and what our ancestors contribute to this world, and how it's just now being revealed. Look at how many lies has been told about where you come from. And so why would you think for 1 second? Think about it. Think. Why would you trust your enemy to tell you the truth about what's nourishing, what's good for your body, when they have participated in killing off your people, stealing land, redlining, making sure that one moment they practicing segregation, next minute is no segregation. Yeah, all of this confusion led by a few so-called powers that be. So it only makes sense to look beyond a name, a title, or a religion, and look for the truth in what really works for us. It had to be a way of living for us, because at least for the most part, if you're not 90 something like the dear grandmother that Logan had went and sent in for the information for her, if you're not at that stage and age, and all they're doing now to eat to live is pretty much backing up from what they grew, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and those that would have participated in this method, they grew up with farmland that had not been tainted, and they still outlive most of us is tuning in. If you ain't made it past 80, you can't say what does not work. We got a lot of us up here pumping chests and sounding all highly intelligent, and I know for a fact that oranges and apples are blah, 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 blah. Sound like we know what we talking about, when it's been here all along. And that's why now even the seniors and elders that I've seen, that I've seen with my own eyes, and that I know for a fact that I personally have met, that's past that 70 point, that practice this and that ate from the earth, farmland, that didn't come from chemical food, and not constantly grabbing their food from the grocery store. Not grocery, grocery store. They look so good and upright. And you can also see now those who are not no longer practicing it, that because of so-called prescription drugs and other things, and the cares of life that's taken over, that stopped. You can also see the effects that has had on them now. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I got to catch myself because I never thought that I would grow and to get to this stage in life and have to see the difference. I didn't know that this was even a thing, just like some of you all didn't know that there was a method of certain things that we should eat as a people, as an original people, and that we should. I didn't know it was a difference between Caucasian food and our food outside of the seasoning and no seasoning, just like y'all. Like you better not bring me no piece of chicken without no seasoning. You liable to get messed up. I grew up the way most of our people in the culture. And so to know that there was another method and there was a recommendation that even if you did eat meat to eat, don't to not to overeat it, to not to make that your main course. And to make sure that you get this from your own cows, your own bread. If I had known that then, you all at a young age, I would have started then because that's when I was getting sick. That's when I was anemic. That's when I had extreme migraines. That's when I didn't know that I was carrying sickle cell anemia trait. Now, because of this, I don't have to worry about no low iron. There's iron in there. I ain't got to worry about no sharp pains going through my body. Just by even just taking 1 tablespoon a day and chasing it with some water because it's strong. It's strong. Just like it's going to have you strong, it's strong. It is. That's why you can get a coffee taste out of it or a tea taste out of it if you mix it in the right amount of water. But I don't have that just by that alone. No vitamins. I don't have to take none of my elixirs. I don't have to take sea moss. I don't have to take that. $5 to $6, you all. If you want me to get you some and send you some because you don't have it in your state, then just know you will have to pay for the shipping and handling, which will make it probably about the equivalent of $15, but you can't beat that. Or you can go online and get it yourself. And you're still going to pay about the same amount if you don't have a local store where you see it and keep in mind, this is a glass bottle. It's not a plastic. I don't recommend that crude to be in a plastic bottle. So get it while you can, stock up. Because that's going to be a lifesaver in time like this. Stock up on your water, stock up on quick elixirs that you can take that can rejuvenate the whole body, that can nourish the whole body, that can nourish your bones, that can nourish your cellular system. Okay? So that's what I'm recommending for this time. Looking forward to reading this. Any more questions? Because y'all, I'm getting together. Y'all, we did good. You did good. You're right at. It started at 7:30. I gave you all an hour and a half. Please make sure that you all like and share for those who think that it will help. I'm going to put the information in there. If there's any other questions, well, I'll put the information in there. Yes, my Cash App is still the same for those who want to order your $25 session. Please do so. I have not changed my Cash App information over because there was so many changes that was taking place, but I have not had any issues, you all, on my end. So you don't have to worry about that being the issue. If there's any other form of payment through Zelle and other things that you guys will make, then you have to call in to or via text me at the 618-388 number that I am going to place in here too. That information is still the same as well. If you want to take advantage of your $25 consultation, if you want access and more information about the Black Strap Molasses, if you want access to colon cleanse and the colloidal silver for respiratory issues, and also the chlorophyll, all of those are ranging. It's a very, very ranging. If you want to give a donation, a gift, because something that I said has helped you all, that would be a tremendous help. Every little bit helps and it counts. Okay. Hey there, sis. It's good to see you. Good to see you, Tabitha. Good to see you. Okay. And that you can send that in prior to setting up for your consultation. The time for consultations, you all, that started as early as 6 a.m. and ends at 6 p.m. So you call in your first time, or if you via email, and put the email information in there as well. Then just know, give me between 24 to 48 hours. If you don't hear back from me during that time, then please feel free to call again, just like you do for everything else. It's me. You're going to get me. You're going to get me. It won't be some automated system or an assistant. You're going to get me. Okay. A lot of times you can't get that right away. That's the Cash App information. I'm going to put the number to via text. And some of you all already have the 314. If you already called in for a consultation, then it means that you have the 314 number. You can via text that number as well. But in order to set up an appointment or to order, you must do it through the via text through the 618 in order to get the direct line, the direct 314 number. And so be persistent about that. Yes, sometimes the line is busy, but it works. Or if you know of anyone that's on here that can help you get connected, because I do have my hands full and I have a lot going on um, with taking care of those from here. Oh, I put in the wrong one. I talked about that number so much to where I wound up putting half and half. I did that before. I had to laugh at myself. He said, "Can't you talk and chew gum at the same time?" I'm like, or walk and chew gum, is that the same, y'all? I'm like, no, I don't chew gum no more. So there you go. And, all right, give me you all time if there's any more questions. I'm about to close out now. It sounds like them old Baptist, Southern Baptist people. I'm about to close out now, and don't close out for about 50 more minutes. It is so beautiful to see and hear from different ones. Um, and you can call it your wellness checkup too. When you cash up, you all, please put in for donation or gift so they can separate what they're trying to do, the $25, because they're getting strict in a minute. I'm going to go more old school, just so you all can be able to stay in contact, because I don't trust anything on here at all, you all. I don't. I know yes, I lived a life where, yes, I was able to make a lot of funds and things going through this system. But it also opened up the door for a lot of attacks and a lot of business being exposed that should not have been exposed. I'm a very private person. And so when I come before you all on sessions like this, it is most definitely 100% real, real, real. No playing and no joking around at all, in the sense when it comes down to me sharing the why I operate the way I do. And yes, I look forward to getting better and better and perfecting each day. Hold on one second. Still getting used to this particular computer too. They're fixing on my other one. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say via text. This one is so slow, you all. So that's the reason why it's taking longer. This is just a little compact laptop. My other one had my port that I needed to be. Um, I had to get my port fixed. I was being too aggressive with my port. Yes. All right, how y'all been doing? Any of y'all that still linger around here, tell me how you been doing. How's the family doing? I like to hear that. I'm old school. Will you do another cookbook? So yes, I know. It's been over a year now. I've been saying it was so much has happened. And it's not an excuse, it's a reason. Sister Star Times, you know how to get me, because I promise you, it's so on my heart. And every time here, I told you all the next shit that you remind me. And yes, um, I am most definitely, um, oh, it's so, I had to get counseling myself for what was my hesitation with it being such a love and a passion for me, and something that I already participated in doing and making sure that it went forward. And the fact that I still have the copy of my other one and I can take some things from there. My mom, that's what it was. Now that my mother is no longer here, I realized that as I would be revising and updating and putting there, I always had it in mind that I would be going over and talking over certain recipes and how to make it really tasty and healthy with my mother. And because she's not no longer there, and I always visualize, hoping that Najee would be right there beside me, looking like she normally do, the nosy, holding on to my arm, like, Mama, what you doing? And so now that they're not here, that honestly had been my holdup. Um, Now, as I told another naturopath, I said I had to find um, a motivation, as they say, a new inspiration to make me just do it. Can I keep it 1 million? Which y'all, can I keep it 1 million? I said I had to really find it, because I didn't. You don't realize sometimes what your drive is until it's gone. It's one thing to imagine doing certain things without that has always inspired you. And between my mother and my firstborn daughter, they was my greatest inspiration. And so that's the reason why the book can come. So you best to believe that once I get to that place where I can just take a, ooh, let's say, okay, I'm doing this for y'all. Yes, Mama, I wish you could see this. Yes, Najee, I wish you could see this. Then, oh my God, yeah, it's going to be something beautiful. And once again, I had to exercise that patience with myself, because that's part of a healing process. when you when your loved ones that has had such an amazing impact on your life, like my mother and my firstborn daughter did. um, we had a beautiful relationship. It grew. I learned never to give up from my mother, and her visions that she shared with me, that she could see that I would be able to fulfill. Um, Her very loving, passionate spirit I got from my mom. And then from Najee, I learned patience and endurance, against all odds, um, to keep a good spirit. And I'm working on that for sure every day, that I remember them when I do anything that I know that would be good for our people. And that's before me every day. So for somebody else, it may just say, oh, it's just a cookbook that's printed. But for me, every recipe is, it makes me think of them, because I had them in mind, to be able to see and enjoy and say, that's my baby, or that's my mama. So y'all get it. You get it? Okay, I want me to see you did. See, I did good, didn't I? You did it. See, I didn't cry this time. I didn't cry. And even if I did, it would be tears of joy that I'm at a place where I can even just express that that's what um, analyzed within myself. That is that the whole up, because anybody could just print something, and that is really, for the most part, it's been the holdup. I believe the excitement and the fear and the, oh, wait a minute, Mama and my baby can't, is not here to say good job, Mom. Thank you, Sister Dora. Thank you. And so I'm going to put in an email, y'all, and I'm going to be done. If there's no more questions, I think we did it. Y'all, we made it. Well, I made it through the process, and I was trying to stick it in that hour range. But I wanted to answer you all's questions, since I hadn't been before you in a while. And so thank you all so much for your participation. I hope I was able to help somebody and answer some questions. Please take advantage of your $25 consultation and any other information that you need. There are treats that I give on top of incentives that I give when you order as well. And we can go from there. Any other methods of payment, you can still text via text in to that number. And for those of you all that have the 314-705 number, you can also give in that manner too. And I got all of these emails, y'all, that I'm just not coming in, that I have, that you can use as well. So I'm gonna put that in there too, because I know I'm supposed to do better at making sure. .com. And then I have another one that you all can get. Huh. Why are you doing that to me? See, these little compact computers don't be doing you right. Amen. Yeah, this has been a long day. Then I got another one. And give you my other one that some of you all don't have. A lot of you all don't have this one. But this is an open one where I can be able to see without having to go through 100 other emails that I'm able to better see. And this one has my whole name in it. So it'll be simplified. It's two A's, y'all. The N. Hill is my maiden name, you all. There you go. There'll be a new email, and the new email that's not as cluttered as the other one. And I know I'm working on doing better at that information in there. Bingo. Love you all. I love you all. You all take care. Have a beautiful Wellness Wednesday evening. Take a musa. Call in for those of you all that need any help with understanding anything, stress, anxiety, weight loss, weight gain, detoxification, you name it, and how to eat to live. This is the book. If you all see it online, it is online. You all can see this, How to Eat to Live. That's the one I'm talking about, not the other one. There's a part one and a part two. I abide by the part two, where it does state the most healthiest way to eat. The most optimal way is to eat your fruits and vegetations. And I also incorporate the navy bean soup for radiation factors and for the rebuilding of the cellular system. You all can dive into that or call in to me for your session, and I can explain to you why that was so vital to your health, even though there are those who say don't eat it. All right, y'all. Take care. Peace, love, and good health. And all that you do, take care of yourself. And remember, let's thrive and survive in 2025. Bye bye.